Lady Dustin, Cersei Lannister. Two sides of the same coin. Now you may ask yourself, how is this possible? Well, in this edition of Plotters, Pawns and Turncloaks, I will explain to you the somewhat eerie similarities between both women's lives and how these similarities will affect the outcome of both women. Now, at first glance, you might say to yourself, these women have nothing in common other than the fact that they are women and high-born. One is from the north, one is from the south. But if you dig deeper, beneath the skin, you will see what I see. So let's start. In her youth, Cersei Lannister was infatuated and believed that she would marry the crown prince, Rhaegar Targaryen. And also, in her youth, Barbrey was infatuated and thought that she would marry the crown prince of the north, Brandon Stark, who took her maidenhood. Unfortunately for both women, both men get betrothed to other women. Rhaegar to Elia Martell, and Brandon to Catelyn Tully. And it seems that both men were not happy with their betrothals, as Rhaegar Targaryen does run off with Lyanna Stark, and Brandon does have sex with Ashura Dayne at the tourney of Harrenhal. And this does lead eventually to the death of both men, as Brandon wished to confront Rhaegar when he crowned his sister, the Queen of Love and Beauty, at the tourney. He is restrained and does not. But after hearing the false rumor that Lyanna was kidnapped by Rhaegar, he rides to King's Landing with his squire Ethan Glover, Jeffrey Mallister, Eobard Arryn, and Kyle Royce to confront Rhaegar finally for the disrespect of his sister and Robert Baratheon. Unfortunately for him, Rhaegar is not there, and he is then arrested and basically strangles himself to death while he watches his father be burned alive. Rhaegar Targaryen eventually meets his fate at the Battle of the Trident at the Ruby Ford, where he is slain in single combat by Robert Baratheon when Robert's warhammers caves in Rhaegar's chest, sending rubies flying throughout the river and people scrambling to pick them up. So both women lose the loves of their lives. But Cersei, at this time, gets the shit end of the stick, as she is forced to marry the man who killed the love of her life. And this man is still infatuated with the woman who the love of her life was infatuated with, Lyanna Stark. And Lady Barbrey fares no better, as she assumes that she will be able to marry the next in line, Eddard Stark. But once again, he is snatched away by the same woman who snatched away the love of her life, as he is betrothed and given to Catelyn Tully. But the similarities do not end there, as both women are once again effed over by the same man, Lord Eddard Stark. As Barbrey, now known as Lady Dustin, who is married to William Dustin, loses her husband as he accompanied Eddard Stark to the Tower of Joy, where he is killed trying to save Lyanna Stark. And Cersei Lannister is then confronted by Eddard Stark, who says he will expose her to Robert Baratheon, threatening the life of herself and her children. And we have seen this work out in the end for Cersei Lannister, as she has seized the Iron Throne for herself in House Lannister. But will things work out for Lady Dustin, as they did Cersei? And I believe they will. As we know, Lady Dustin is in Winterfell with Roose Bolton, awaiting the one true king Stannis Baratheon to assault Winterfell, or word of what happened at the Battle of Ice. Lady Dustin has never forgiven the Boltons, especially Ramsay Bolton, in the death of her nephew, Domeric Bolton. And we see the anger she shows towards Wyman Mandalay, who she thinks has no grief over the Red Wedding and is just letting things go. And the fact that the Boltons have joined up with the Freys, she cannot stand this. In fact, she will never forgive House Frey for what they have done at the Red Wedding, especially kill some of her own men on top of it. And we could see a foreshadowing of her biding her time and playing the middle when she gives Big Walter and Little Walter Frey 2 colts whose color just happens to be gray. And the ghost in Winterfell, without a doubt, the person going around killing the Freys is someone that is working for Lady Dustin behind the scenes. And she points this out to you and to me when she talks about it to Aenys Frey. Lord Wyman is not the only one who lost kin at your Red Wedding, Frey. Do you imagine Horsebane loves you any better? If you did not hold the Great John, he would pull out your entrails and make you eat them, as Lady Hornwood ate her fingers. Flint, Serwyn, Torhart, Slates, they all had men with the young wolf. House Wildwood too. Even Dustin's out of Barrowtown. The North remembers Frey. The fact that she brings up Lady Hornwood's fingers, something that Ramsay Bolton is responsible for, alongside of the Red Wedding, should have been to tell you that she will definitely turn her cloak on the Boltons and the Freys. And although I do not like to use the show when talking about the books, if Ramsay does betray Roose, that would be a wide opening for Lady Barbrey, Dustin, to do what she has to do. And when the Mandalays and Freys clash, it just so happens that Lady Dustin is nowhere around when this brawl breaks out. So if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace! And stay sexy.